Hi, I'm Pranav from DNI Committee, and I will talk about DNI initiatives in NAACL 2021. Firstly, DNI grants. So we had a DNI grants screen where we had automatic qualification for waivers for authors from underrepresented developing countries and affinity groups. So we had this blog post up last month. So the results. So we awarded 143 grants, which is way more than ACL and EMNLP. We awarded 13,175 estimated waivers, which is again more than the previous conferences. We awarded bandwidth waivers and we awarded accessibility waivers. So I will post the more detailed versions, more detailed numbers, how many people applied in a blog post later on this week. So this is the breakdown by affinity groups for registration waivers. This is the breakdown by regions for registration waivers. So the main reasons why people apply for the waivers, these are quite important to understand. So the first reason is the lack of funding. We found that mostly undergrads, masters, and independent researchers are not being funded in our field. Secondly, power parity. Folks from developing nations reported that the registration fees have consist major portion of their monthly salary. Many folks cited COVID as the financial crisis contributing factor regarding applying for waivers. And finally, many folks reported unsupportive environment like underprivileged folks or queer folks due to the lack of funding. Now I will talk about academic inclusion efforts. So we had some mentoring sessions. We had small group mentoring sessions. So we had around 30 of them. We also had open mentorship sessions. So we had 4 panel-style mentoring sessions, which is open to all NAACL attendees. We also had panels on grad school research to get folks interested in grad school research and how to get into grad schools or how to get into uh, NLP research. So this is like on YouTube and available to everyone. Then accessibility and diversity efforts. We offered accessibility grants, mainly ASL interpretation. We also provided live closed captioning for plenary sessions and DNI events. We also had accessibility volunteers to help folks guide through GatherTown. We also strive for more inclusive registration forms where we had in-depth discussions with Korean in AI, Black in AI, and Latinx in AI on how we can make registration forms more inclusive regarding gender, pronouns, and accessibility. We also encouraged speaker diversity to program chairs and workshop chairs. We also had some DNI awareness uh, panels. We call them DNI sessions. So we raised issues regarding intersectionality, how to how to make DNI conferences more inclusive. So if you are in this business meeting, please watch this panel. We also had widening NLP panel. We also had equicial discussions, and we also had a talk on radical communities. Finally, socials. So we had affinity group socials. So this is for networking for underrepresented groups in NLP. We also had bird of rider sessions to have networking within a subfield and some Mexican cultural events regarding a virtual tour of Mexico and linguistic diversity. So these are the socials and panels that we organized in NAACL. And after NAACL ends, we will post some retrospective blogs on financial subsidies and DNI efforts. We'll post some exit surveys, demographic surveys, and understand how more folks can apply for waivers. Thanks.